28 Publishers Clearinghouse.
And good evening, everybody. I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley, and this is Sports Final. It has been a wild card Saturday in this new look wild card playoffs.
Designer pillows for $6.99. Cozy comforters only $24.99. And new cookware just $39.99. Plus Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase.
So, and because of that, we're only on for about 40 minutes. Let's not waste time. Let's get to it, shall we?
Strong moves. YoPlay Original, an excellent source of
All right. Let's start first with wild card Saturday in playoff land. That's right. Let's go to it. And give it to you straight.
I respect that. But that cough was pretty bad.
Let's take the scores. And here we go. The Buffalo Bills eliminate the Baltimore Colts. Baltimore Colts. Well, they should have stayed in Baltimore. Buffalo Bills beat the Indianapolis Colts 27-24. Great job by Phil Rivers, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns. However, he was upset by Allen of the Bills, 324 and 2 yards. Let's keep going. LA Rams in a shocker. This is how wild it's been. Rams kicked the Seahawks out of action, 30-20. Goff with 155 yards and touchdown. Wilson 174 yards and 2 touchdowns, but wasn't enough. Rams eliminate the Seahawks 30-20. And in a game everybody saw on NBC and NBC Universo in Espanol, Tommy Buccaneer stunned the Washington stunned the Washington Faithful and eliminated the Washington football team by a score of 31-23. Brady with 381 yards and 2 touchdowns. Heineke with 306 yards and a touchdown. And that is your big old Showtime madness. Tomorrow it starts 1:05 on ABC with the Ravens and Titans. Then at 4:40, and this is most unusual, CBS will carry the Bears and Saints, but what's so unusual? Nickelodeon is going to be broadcasting the game as well. What is their coverage going to look like? Oh, let's hope. Let's just hope SpongeBob and Squidward do the game, or SpongeBob and what's that starfish's name? Do the game, but we don't know. Maybe they'll slime the announcers. Okay. Then, of course, 8:15 will wrap up the wild card weekend triple header quadruped as the Cleveland Browns will once again face off against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Steel City. That will be at 8:15 only on NBC, and that. To do that, let's now get you over to sort of a rather obscure Saturday in the world of college b-ball. And all I'm going to say is, wow. 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 Upset City, doo-dah day. Let's get to it. Everything is a final. Ohio State defeated 15th ranked Rutgers 79-68. Alabama did in Auburn 94-90. Milwaukee over IUPUI 71-63. Northeastern a 6-7-56 winner over Hofstra. UMass Lowell defeated Hartford 71-62. 21 ranked Duke over Wake Forest by a score of 79-68. 7th ranked Creighton beat up on St. John's 97-79. Miami of Florida 64-59 winner over NC State. And that's not all, is it? No, we still got more. Richmond over George Mason, 77-57. Charleston over Drexel by 1, 61-60. Winthrop over Gardner Webb, 75-65. Mississippi State over Vanderbilt, 84-81. South Florida over East Carolina, 69-63. Miami of Ohio, 70. Northern Illinois, 58. The Citadel defeated Chattanooga, 92-87. Fourth-ranked Texas, a 72-70 winner over 14th-ranked West Virginia. Ninth-ranked Tennessee put the brakes on Texas A&M, 68-54. UMBC took care of New Hampshire, 69-54. Seton Hall, a 76-68 winner over DePaul. Sorry, Linda Steele. Duquesne over Fordham, 48-45. Vermont over Binghamton, 76-60. William & Mary beat Delaware, 67-62. 22nd ranked Virginia over Boston College, 61-49. Morgan State over Norfolk State, 78-74. Southern Utah over Idaho, 83-67. Navy over Lehigh, 69-61. In overtime, Montana State beat North Colorado, 76-74. That's the Spirit. Evansville, 57-48 winner over Illinois State. Missouri State, an 81-60 winner over Valparaiso. In other scores, New Jersey Tech over Maine, 63-54. Monmouth over Marist, 80-64. Eastern Michigan over Akron, 71-59. Idaho State over Northern Illinois, 76-70. Rhode Island over VCU, 83-68. Wright State over Youngstown State, 93-55. California over Washington, 84-78. Army West Point over Holy Cross, 83-68. Lamar over Houston Baptist, 71-65. Second-ranked Baylor, 67-49 winner over TCU. Coastal Carolina, an 83-69 winner over South Alabama. Hampton, a 73-71 winner over UNC Asheville. In other scores, Northwest Nazarene defeated Portland State 75-72. Arkansas over Georgia 99-69. Morehead State over Jacksonville State 56-55. UT San Antonio 77-69 over North Texas. Niagara over Rider 66-55. Appalachian State over Georgia Southern 77-71. Massachusetts over LaSalle, 83-67. Kent State over Western Michigan, 80-54. 18th ranked Texas Tech over Iowa State, 91-64. 11th ranked Houston, 71-50 winner over Tulane. Montana, an 84-67 winner over Whitworth. Lafayette, we are here, 83-60 over Bucknell. Colorado State over UNLV, 83-80. Connecticut over Butler, 72-60. Siena over Fairfield, 74-58. You take Manhattan, you got the points, 45-42 over Quinnipiac, Parlez-vous. Sixth-ranked Kansas over Oklahoma, 63-59. Bowling Green over Central Michigan, 93-65. Radford over Charleston Southern, 79-64. Green Bay over Oakland, 87-78. Belmont over UT Martin, 89-69. Dang it. Wofford, 48-45. Winner over UNCG. Little Rock in overtime over Louisiana, 78-76. Texas Arlington over Louisiana Monroe, 75-74. PFW over Illinois Chi-Town, 88-55. Buffalo over Ball State, 86-69. Sanford over Washington State, 75-60. Liberty over Kennesaw State, 76-47. Northwest State over McNeese State, 78-75. Sam Houston State over Central Arkansas, 91-80. University of Kentucky over Florida, 76-58. Lipscomb over Bellarmine, 65-58. Austin Peay over Eastern Illinois, 74-71. UAB over Southern Miss, 62-58. Middle Tennessee over Florida International, 67-56. Colgate over Boston University, 86-79. St. Joseph, a 67-64 winner over Albany. Oklahoma State, a 70-54 winner over Kansas State. Arkansas Pine Bluff, 91-82 winner over Alabama State. Campbell, a 64-50 winner over Longwood. Nicholls State over Southeast Louisiana, 87-67. North Florida, 70-68 winner over Jacksonville. Southern over Grambling, 61-55. East Kentucky over Tennessee State, 90-80. Old Dominion over Florida Atlantic, 64-55. Louisiana Tech over Western Kentucky, 63-58. In overtime, North Alabama over Stetson, 73-66. UC Riverside over Hawaii, 70-68. Santa Clara over St. Mary, 66-64. In overtime, Cleveland State over Northern Kentucky, 74-71. New Orleans over Incarnate Word, 86-64. The Q's, Alex Sims' favorite school, the alma mater, overtook Georgetown, 74-69. UC Irvine over UC San Diego, 79-65. USC over Arizona State, 73-64. A final in overtime, Belmont Abbey over Charlotte, 75-72. Grand Canyon, a 59-48 winner over Tarleton State. In overtime, CS Fullerton over LBSU, 75-72. Utah Valley, an 81-77 winner over Cal Baptist. Number 1, Gonzaga, 12-0. They made Portland submit, 116-88. South Dakota over UMKC, 68-62. LSU over Ole Miss, 75-61. South Dakota State over Western Illinois, 92-63. Oral Roberts defeated North Dakota, 74-57. North Dakota State a winner over Nebraska of Omaha, 80-66. UCLA over Arizona, 81-76. San Diego State a 69-67 winner over Nevada. Rice over Texas El Paso, 71-68. Seattle over St. Martin's, 98-63. Number 17, Oregon, a 79-73 winner over Utah. Cal Baker against Cal Poly, 6-7-50. Baker over Poly. Games postponed. North Carolina Central, Florida A&M, San Diego Pacific, George Washington, St. Bonaventure, Southern Illinois, Indiana State, Mercer, UNCG, VMI Furman, Delaware State Howard, 25th ranked Florida State and Pittsburgh, Winthrop and High Point, Murray State and SIU Edwardsville, UCF and Tulsa, 10th ranked Michigan and Penn State also postponed. Charlotte and Marshall postponed. SC Upstate and Presbyterian postponed. Georgia Tech Louisville postponed. Abilene Christian, Texas A&M CC postponed. Arkansas State, Texas State postponed. Oregon State, Colorado postponed. Southeast Missouri State and Tennessee State postponed. Elon and James Madison also postponed. Georgia State and Troy postponed. Alabama A&M, Mississippi State postponed. South Carolina and Ole Miss were postponed. Eastern Tennessee and Wofford postponed. Alcorn State, Jackson State postponed. 19th ranked Clemson and North Carolina postponed. Western Carolina and Samford postponed. CS Northridge and UC San Diego postponed. LSU and number 13th ranked Missouri postponed. San Francisco and Loyola Marymount also postponed. University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and Chicago State canceled. East Washington, Weber State canceled. Sacramento State and Portland State were also canceled. And that is a full look at all the college basketball. Whew. Let's get you now from the college to the pros. That's right. Time for the NBA. Then we'll get you some headlines, shouts, and a whole lot more. Okay, it's 12:24. We go off the air at 12:40. So let's get these scores done so we can get out of here. All right, we're going to call this one. It's got 17 set. Well, the game has now gone final. Portland Trailblazers over Sacramento Kings, 125-99. The Denver Nuggets beat up on the Philadelphia 76ers, 115-103. Phoenix Suns over the Indiana Pacers, 125-117. Miami Heat over the Washington Wizards, 128-124. Charlotte Hornets over the Atlanta Hawks 113-105. Milwaukee Bucks over the Cleveland Cavaliers by 10, 100-90. Spurs in overtime over the Timberwolves 125-122. Maverick over the Orlando Magic 112-98. And that is the NBA right for you.
Is your sous chef a busser too?
Let's go for some headlines while we're on this little magical, mystical little trip.
Try the new $1 your way menu at Burger King. Featured a flame grilled bacon cheeseburger. Value this good.
Rams had a little quarterback problem
Now at Burger King, your way
as they advance.
is now a good time.
That's right, the LA Rams kept their quarterback situation under wraps for the bulk of the week, but moments before kickoff,
Ulcerative colitis.
their
Provide relief and is the only approved medication to reduce inflammation on
moments
the
after
bone
kickoff
surface
of their Super Wild Card weekend matchup with Seattle Seahawks, it was revealed that John Wolford would start. Meanwhile, regular season start still less than 100% due to a surgically repaired right thumb, was listed as active but in a backup role in case of an emergency. Well, it didn't take long for Sean McVay to break the glass and bring out his injured franchise QB. On the Rams' second drive of the afternoon, Wolford took the first and 10 snap from the Seattle 20 up the gut and was walloped by safety Jamil Adams as Wolford tried to go down head first on the rushing attempt. Adams' shoulder made direct and hard contact with the top of the quarterback's helmet. Wolford was down on the field for quite a bit, but he was able to eventually walk off his own power. From there, trainers could be seen working on Wolford's neck before he was sent to the locker room. The team has since confirmed that Wolford has a neck injury and say he's questionable to return. According to the Associated Press, Wolford has been taken away from the stadium in an ambulance. The second-year pro completed 3 of his 6 passes for 29 yards before going. Right as Wolford took the hit, Goff began warming up, came in for 2 plays, one of which was a 7-yard sack before the club made way for Matt Gay to hit a 40-yard field goal to cap off the 12-play drive. McVay had noted that Goff was throwing the ball well in practice this week, but the club still gave Wolford the bulk of the starting reps. That seems to be due to the lack of confidence in Goff's effectiveness throwing the ball due to that injured right thumb, which was on full display during LA's following offensive possession, where the veteran quarterback failed to complete a pass as the offense went 3 and out. Now, if Goff isn't able to be efficient through the air, McVay may need to get creative to give the Rams a chance to advance to the divisional round. The backup behind Goff would have been Blake Bortles, but he's inactive for this game. The broadcast noted that punter Johnny Hecker is the current in-game backup for Goff, with Wolford out. Wow. That was a mouthful.
Joe got 87. You need.
All right. Urban Meyer.
117.
Man, oh man, you go out of coaching for a while and the teams just pour in. Former college coach, now Fox Sports host of Big Game Saturday, Urban Meyer formally interviewed with the Jaguars owner Shad Khan on Friday, league sources said, and continues to be viewed far and wide as a front runner for that job should he want it. Meyer, who's been talking to associates and former assistants as he molds the composition of a potential NFL staff, has also informed others that he has a strong possibility to coach the Chargers, league sources said, although the veracity of that sentiment is being disputed. League sources indicated that it would be highly unlikely for the Spanos family to succeed that kind of control and structure that Meyer would demand. He does have ties to owner Dean Spanos, however, and has been around the team in recent years and attended some games as a guest of the team in their old venue in Carson, California. Now, Meyer has been in contact with Khan for weeks, sources said, and Jacksonville's interest in him was first reported here in Week 16. Their interest is significant, and many who know Meyer, they'll concede that the process would not have reached this point if there were not already significant headway made. Jaguar sources cautioned that this is just one of numerous interviews that Khan is conducting, and that the process remains in its early stages, with former coach Doug Marrone being relieved of his duties on Monday. Meyer walked away from Florida and began Ohio State for health reasons and has been a college football analyst and one of the hosts of Fox's Big Game Saturday in recent years. He has a special allure in the Jacksonville area, given his success with Florida and Jacksonville product Tim Tebow, who won a national championship in Heisman there. Now, if Meyer were to take a job in Jacksonville, as I pointed to former Browns GM Ray Farmer as a possibility to serve in a general manager role, while Meyer is also a big proponent of Ohio State's assistant flight director of player personnel, Mark Pantoni, who's earned numerous accolades for his recruiting evaluations and who also worked for Meyer in Florida. It's 12:30. We got 10 minutes of our broadcast left. Let's give you a quick let's see. Let's give you some quick news for you. Boise State hired former Broncos star Andy Avalos as its new coach. Let's see, who else? Harbaugh, as we told you, Jim Harbaugh agreed to a significant pay cut to stay with the Michigan Wolverines. Wow, can't wait for that. Okay, let's get you over to some news from the world of the media. It's time to go for some awful announcing.
Hi, Corey. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm actually having
All right. Well, if you saw tonight's Wild Card Weekend Saturday edition, you saw the NBC broadcast was a little different, and it came off rather nicely. Mike Tirico had to call the Tampa Bay Washington game from home due to COVID-19 protocols. Tony Dungy did the game on location, didn't do too bad. Jason Whitlock has said he's done with Outkick, and he's going to carve his own career path. Let's give you a little read on that while we have this op. After 7 months, Outkick, he leaves Outkick, bye-bye, following the departure from FS1. The official release termed it a partnership agreement, with the Washington Post reporting that Whitlock paid $500,000 to become a partner in the media venture. 7 months later, that partnership agreement has ended, and Whitlock is leaving Outkick per Clay Travis because he now wishes to carve his own path as opposed to being a partner at Outkick. As the Big Lead noted, Whitlock hasn't created in contact for Outkick since December 18th. His most recent work was a guest column for The Blaze, in which he compared Wednesday's riot at the U.S. Capitol to a 1950s fraternity panty raid. He hasn't commented or confirmed the decision to separate from Outkick. He did tweet cryptically about trusting either reporting about his split with Outkick or his next step. Whitlock has been moving away from sports and towards conservative media in recent years. It will be interesting as I drop my medicine. Be used to see where on the media landscape he lands next. Good luck. Maybe he'll have his own show on Fox Nation. You never know.
I'm going to say his.
Victor Rojas has announced that after 11 seasons as the voice of the California Angels on TV, he will be leaving that position after 11 years. A replacement has yet to be named. Dan Le Batard is, you can take the Batard out of radio, but you can't take radio out of Batard. That's right. Dan Le Batard's final ESPN broadcast was never going to be his own farewell to radio. It's unsurprising that he has a new venture ready to go, even with a very quick turnaround. In fact, the only real surprise might be the name he's partnering with. Former ESPN chief John Skipper. Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald broke the news that Le Batard has decided to launch a new media company with former ESPN president John Skipper. According to a source, Skipper hired Le Batard at ESPN in 2011, and the two have remained close. The source said Skipper would take the lead in finding a platform for Le Batard's program, which blends sports, pop culture, occasional political talk, quirky topics, and anything that Le Batard and co-host John Weiner, wish to discuss. Le Batard on Saturday declined to discuss the purpose of the new media company, what types of original content it would produce, and platforms on which the content would air. Now, considering how long the Le Batard and ESPN divorce had been the obvious outcome, it's not shocking that this was announced so quickly after the final show. According to Sports Business Journal's John Aaron, Skipper will cede some responsibilities as current company, DAZN, DAZN, to work on the new media company, which will likely be built up around the more sure-thing brand Le Batard's radio work. Now, while Skipper will remain part of the DAZN group in his current role as executive chair, he will not spend as much time on day-to-day operations. There is speculation that former Disney exec Kevin Mayer will take over some of Skipper's duties. In November, DAZN parent Access Industry hired Mayer as an advisor focusing on media-related business. Skipper will devote an undetermined percentage of his time to the new venture. Access Industries is believed to be supportive of Skipper's move, particularly after the past several months when the DAZN launched a global platform and surpassed its pre-pandemic subscription numbers. If Skipper or Le Batard could be reached for comment. Skipper's first order of business, sell Le Batard's show to a media company like SiriusXM or iHeartRadio, then the duo will look to hire reporters and editors that initially will focus on sports. Their belief is that Skipper's editorial background is well suited to grow this type of company. Now, obviously, wherever Le Batard decides to take his talents, that'll be the next domino to fall. It's going to be interesting.
Second time you bought a mustache. Just let it go.
It's on my mind for some reason.
Well, we'll get it off of there. Johnny?
And it's going to do it for our Media Bites. It's now time, as we say a quick hello to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Let's go to the scoreboard real quick. Vroom.
Nothing.
We're going to the scoreboard. Oh, yes. It's time now to go to the scoreboard, and then we're off the air. So here we go. Our last segment, as always, a look at the international scoreboard. And believe me, we got a lot to talk about.
1 answer left. 2 strikes, but you got to be careful. Lamb family can steal. Name something you asked your wife to wear.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna say a dildo.
Okay, here we go. In das Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen and Werder Bremen tied at 1. Freiburg over Köln, 5-0. Eintracht Frankfurt over Mainz, 2-0. Schalke over Hoffenheim, 4-0. Union Berlin and Wolfsburg tied at 2. Dortmund over Leipzig, 3-1. In Italy, it was Atalanta over Benevento, 4-1. Genoa over Bologna, 2-0. That was also the final score. Milan over Torino, 2-0. In La Liga in Español, Seville defeated Real Sociedad, 3-2. Barcelona over Granada CF, 4-0. And Osasuna over Real Madrid. Actually, they tied at goose eggs. Italy in basketball, Virtus Bologna over Trento, 92-85. In Spain, Valencia over Bilbao, 106-73. San Pablo Burgos over Real Betis, 85-76. Barcelona over Manresa, 99-76. Let's go to international hockey. In Sweden, it was Brynäs over Djurgårdens, 6-1. Frölunda over Farshad, 3-0. Luleå, a 7-3 winner over Oskarshamn. Lexans over Malmo 1-0.
Overspending.
Rogo
Just
over
one jar of
Lincoln's
Omega
3-1. Orbro over HV71 5-2. And after overtime, it was Skelfity over Vaxo 4-3. In Finland. Asat over Karpat 3-0. Luko over JYP, you know what I mean, 2-0. Kalpa over Alves 3-2. Salpa over Pelicans 4-2. Drukrit over Tepra 5-3. Basan Sport over Hampernina 4-3. That's it. We are done. We are finished. And believe me when I tell you, it has been a pleasure. And we're back tomorrow at midnight Eastern, right after the season debut of Last Call Cafe and Wrestle Anime Hut. As we go live to tape with the Last Call Cafe at 11 and Wrestle Anime Hut at 11:30 on Spreaker.com. For now, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with L2C Sports and the L2C Media Network. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody. Make it a good one. Make it a great weekend. Right? We got a lot of football tomorrow and a lot more sports. That's why we call it the Sports Final. Good night, everybody.
The only place that gives you up to 3 toppings on your original stuffed crust for just $11.99. Only from Pizza Hut.